a shoot. He's a shoot. She's a shoot. Because we're all shoots. Hey! That's right. It's the one and only Shoot Brothers podcast. Hosted by myself, Mike the Shoot Shepherd, Cameron Goodburger Osborne.
Bang, bang.
For those that didn't get the reference, great movie, great song, but that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about the wrestling world. There's lots going on. We got a pay-per-view this weekend. Wrestlemania Backlash, they call it, but it's just Backlash for the most of it.
It's just plain old Backlash. We don't need to put all these fancy names before. I guess we're taking advantage of the brand. I think maybe still, we liked that logo so much. We wanted to keep it just for one more week. But who knows? We could see WrestleMania Money in the Bank coming up soon. Or that might be ridiculous. Big show this week. Yeah, like you said, main rosters heading down to the old pay-per-view lane. Backlash, always that first pay-per-view back. A big episode of Dynamite with a lot of Double or Nothing implications we'll get to a little bit later on. Their show coming up at the end of the month. But before we kick off the week, let's get to crowning a new Tweet of the Week champion. It's the Tweet of the Week. It's the Tweet of the Week.
Oh, boy.
Oh.
I'm double hyped.
Double hyped now. Double hyped now because you're a brand new Tweet of the League champion and a first-time Tweet of the League champion, dethroning the great Daniel Bryan, who no word on new deal or new signing.
He's out there.
He is out there in the world. I haven't heard anything about that. But our brand new Tweet of the League champion is none other than at Matt Hardy. You remember him?
Of course,
how can you forget him? He sent out a tweet, just a big question to a bunch of his fans, saying, we started together, would you like to see us finish together? Hashtag Hardy Bros. And then had, it was like a video compilation of course, that first TLC match.
Yeah. Did he say Hardy Bros and not Hardy Boys?
Sorry, Hardy Boys.
I think that's Matt Riddle's tag.
I know. I think I've got Riddle on the brain lately, and I don't know why. Matt Hardy.
I don't know.
Matt Hardy walking away with the brand new Tweet of the League champion.
Congratulations, Mr. Hardy.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I don't know. Does Jeff tweet much? Maybe this might be the first Hardy in general.
Yeah. He is the first Hardy, Jeff or Matt.
Yeah, I know Matt's wife likes to tweet. She might be able to catch on there someday.
Yeah. She's never won a championship. It's honestly one of the more competitive championships in professional wrestling right now.
Yeah, anyone can be a contender.
One of the biggest shoot championships on the planet. Let's move into our wrestling week, shall we? It's 2021.
Well,
but here on Friday night, it certainly doesn't feel like that. It is the throwback episode of Smackdown Live. Okay, folks, it's Friday night. It's time for Smackdown Live. It used to be on Tuesday, but then I think it was on Friday before, though. No, wait, we used to film it on a Thursday and then release it. It's just Smackdown Live, which I think means a lighter blue color, new or the signage kind of font, that old WWE font.
Yeah, the retro graphics, the intro music,
and of course, the big prop that we're all waiting for, the giant fist.
Yeah. I thought they did a pretty cool job of, probably my favorite use of that AR 3D technology they've had yet, with having the projected fist in all its glory, just sitting there.
Just the fist. Still, I think disappointing.
What, you wanted the real fist?
Didn't everyone want the real fist?
I think, yeah, but...
I mean, a computer animation, that takes some fucking OCAD kid an hour and a half to build up. Not a wrecking ball of metal and carnage.
I liked it.
Okay.
But, the stage itself, too, looked a bit different. Like, it seemed like, they had some Thunderdome on the actual ramp facing the camera and stuff like that.
They've been doing that for, weeks now.
Have they?
Yeah. I think I noticed it first to you, or whatever this iteration of the Thunderdome is. Remember, they moved stadiums, right? Or they moved arenas.
Okay, maybe it was just the throwback threw me off. So I'm like, oh, maybe that's different.
Wherever they are now does that. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's not all we got. The commentary team had their throwback outfits. Mm-hmm. You had Pat McAfee looking like classic Vince McMahon there with the blue suit, and Michael Cole looking like classic Cole with the whole denim outfit. That was like the official backstage outfit for a couple of years in WWE.
And it looked good.
Denim.
It looked good.
Yeah, it looked good. There was one little clip that didn't air on the show. It was just Pat McAfee making his entrance, and he was doing the whole Vince McMahon impression. It's pretty funny. He does a good Vince. Everyone does a good Vince.
I mean, he's been doing a great job. I think we all agree since coming to SmackDown.
Yeah, but other than the presentation, of course, they did classic moments played throughout the night, the classic clips. But
gotta kill time.
Let's get to the modern stuff. The big dog, Roman Reigns, comes out with his tribe. Just talks about beating Daniel Bryan and banishing him. And then Paul Heyman does a mock 10-bell salute. Just doing the ding. You can see Roman
cracks up a little bit. I don't think he was expecting it to be so over the top, we'll say.
Yeah, it was funny. But, Roman says, with Daniel Bryan's absence, we're going to replace him with someone who will certainly acknowledge me. And then, Uso! The music hits. That's right. Jimmy Uso. He's back. He's looking great. Finally healed. Ready to go. Tribe's looking stronger. But then Cesaro comes out. He interrupts everything. Starts talking about Roman. And, I don't know. He had this interesting jacket on. What would you describe Cesaro's jacket as?
I would describe Cesaro's jacket as
like tactical. It had like belts and stuff on the shoulder.
Yeah, I feel like that's fashion.
I mean, it's fashion.
Aren't belts fashion? I honestly don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I just noticed it. But then Rollins comes out. He jumps Cesaro from behind, and they're fighting. So officials have to separate them. And then out comes former SmackDown general manager Teddy Long. He just says, "Hold on, playa." With the power that Adam Pearce has given him, Cesaro's going to fight Rollins, and if he beats him tonight, he gets a Universal title shot at Backlash. So, Rollins slams Cesaro into steel steps and beats him up because we're going to jump right into the match here.
Jump right in. Not a bad opening segment if we have to. If we have to do the kick off the show with a promo, bringing the Uso back, I think is the coolest part here.
Yeah, Jimmy Uso, we've been waiting for a while. We got a little tease during the Jey Roman feud, but looks like he's ready to compete again. So one of the best tag teams just returned.
Amen.
They also did a couple times the nice, funny little throwback vintage commercials, like the ice cream bars and the Ico Pro bodybuilding, narrated by Vince. Fun stuff.
But yeah, I like the. I think I really only caught the ice cream bar one though.
Yeah, those are real. You can buy them now.
Really? Well, buy them now. Now
like
on
Roman
sale.
And Becky Lynch and shit.
www.shop.com.
Yeah, no, I saw them at Metro.
Oh, really?
I should have bought a box.
You should have. You're snacking away on them right now. Oh, my God, sure.
Anyways, let's get to this match here. Seth Rollins, Cesaro. You're going to get good stuff with these two. Just a bunch of cool little reversals, pin attempts, back and forth. The Usos are on the outside, but they start getting too close. And Seth Rollins just gets pissed off at them, shoves Jey to the floor, yells at him. So Jimmy super kicks Seth behind the ref's back, and then Cesaro hits him with the neutralizer. Gets the win. One of the biggest wins in his career.
It's giving him a main event.
One-on-one Universal title. That should be damn good.
Which is a big deal these days because all the eyes are on Roman Reigns. If we're looking, kind of within our main roster here, all the eyes are on that Universal Championship and how great it's been. And really, with Daniel Bryan gone, we haven't seen Edge since WrestleMania. Like, there is no top babyface here on SmackDown right now. Maybe Kevin Owens? Maybe.
Yeah. But he kind of already went through him.
Yeah, we already had that match, which was also fantastic.
Yeah, very good.
So yeah, is having Cesaro in this match will just give us a little something more to cheer for,
Yeah, I mean, most of us don't expect him to win, but he could put on a really good show and lead to like a Kofi Mania run somewhere down the line where the fans demand Cesaro and we get him.
The fans, we can change the world, you know.
Yeah.
We can change the world.
All you have to do is take a look at yourself and make the change. But
is that a lyric?
Yeah, man in the mirror.
Oh.
But backstage, Roman and Seth have their first little interaction in quite some time.
Possibly since the Shield disbanded.
Yeah, at least since their new, the Chief and the Messiah.
Yes.
So they're both not happy about what's going on, and they kind of just part ways. And then Roman scolds Jimmy backstage for the mistakes he made, but Jimmy's just like, I ain't going to let you talk to me like that. I ain't your bitch. And then he walks off. So some more drama with them.
I mean, Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns are destined to have another match.
Yeah.
One day. And who knows? I mean, yeah, the Tribal Chief and the Monday Night Messiah, that just has a good kind of ring to it. You know, it's a match we've seen before, just with two completely different versions of themselves.
Yeah, so it could feel like a whole different thing.
Baby, that could happen. That could be happening. Maybe that's our SummerSlam. Who knows?
Yeah, that could be cool. Ruby Riot takes on Carmella. Pretty short match. You know, Mella's trying to cheat, so Liv stops her. Ruby goes for a jackknife pin, but then Carmella just turns it into the code of silence. Ruby taps out. And now we won't see the Riot Squad for 2 months.
Yeah, sounds about right. Another quick one in the books.
Yeah, nothing to be gained from that for anyone, really.
Unfortunately, no. And yeah, this was one of two women's matches. We had 1.5 women's matches on the card this week.
Yeah, a bit of a disappointing for the women this week, but we did have one more segment with them as Bayley comes out to pay tribute to some of the past women. She just shows some legends, you know, like Lita, Trish, Beth Phoenix, all those greats. And she even shows the modern champion, Bianca Belair. And she cuts a promo on the title match coming up, and Belair comes out to give her rebuttal, but then Bayley just laughs, tries to attack her. Belair blocks, tosses her, but then Bayley fights dirty. She grabs Bianca by the big earring and just starts throwing her around. And then she hits her finisher and lays her out. So Bayley stands tall.
Bayley stands tall in the classic underestimating your opponent. Mm-hmm. That's going to come back to bite you in the butt there, Bayley, coming up at WrestleMania Backlash this weekend. We haven't really seen Bianca Belair, I guess none of our champions have really had like a match, or a bigger match since coming back or since WrestleMania. So, that Bianca Belair match is one of the best matches on the whole Mania card. So let's bring that magic back.
Yeah, I think this is going to be. I mean, this is Bayley's first big match in a couple months. She can deliver. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Seems like it, or at least since she was champion.
Yeah, that's true. Mm-hmm. So backstage, Jay and Jimmy are talking things out, and Jimmy says he meant what he said about being Roman's bitch, and you've been fighting all his battles. He's done nothing for you, so yeah, they're not on the same page.
Not on the same page about that, but unfortunately, like Jey Uso, I think Roman Reigns is going to have to teach Jimmy Uso a lesson. He's going to have to teach him. He's going to teach him respect.
Might be going that way.
Imagine if that's like what carries us out kind of through the summer now. Like we had Roman and Jay was last fall and winter, and now spring and summer is Roman and Jimmy. It would be so confusing. It feels like we're having the same matches again. It would be so confusing to look at. But who knows? We could be going that way.
We could be, but things change because Dolph Ziggler was supposed to take on Rey Mysterio, but before the match, gets on the mic, starts insulting Dominic. So Dominic's the one to step in here, take on Ziggler one-on-one. But, Ziggler gets a little too cocky, starts going for a vertical suplex. Dominic reverses it. Small package, holds Ziggler down for the 3 count. Big win for Dom.
Yeah, just fucking hoping that these guys win.
Yeah, there's no reason not to.
Like this is the match we're getting at Backlash. Yeah, put the belt on little Dominic.
No, Big Dominic, Little Ray.
Big Dominic, Little Ray. Okay, let's get some hot women. It's time for some hot ladies action. Hot ladies action, baby. Give it to me.
All right, it's ladies' night.
Ladies' night, and the feeling's right.
We got Tamina taking on the one and only Reginald. Yeah, so some intergender wrestling every once in a while.
Don't get to see it too often. We haven't seen this since James Ellsworth.
Yeah. So, of course, Reggie's trying to avoid contact, just flipping all around. But eventually Tamina gets a hold of him, hits a big super kick, goes for the super fly splash. But Nia and Shayna attack him to cause the DQ. So I guess she still technically beat him, Tamina. So.
Yeah, I guess. This was not good.
No, Natalya runs out after, but they announced that this match is going to actually take place on Smackdown for the titles this Friday, so it's not even on the pay-per-view.
That feels weird. Maybe this is like the second time where to avoid a pre-show, put a match on the Friday the night before. We did this with the women, or we did this with
the SmackDown tag.
Yeah, that's what it was. The SmackDown tag, which I guess is a weird way. It's like a different way to kind of market that. I mean, if it's only 2 days difference, you might as well get more eyes on the television show since everyone else will be watching it. Yeah, this gave me huge James Ellsworth flashes. Mainly because Money in the Bank is coming up. It's not coming up. It's like the next one after this weekend, probably mid-June. And I was just like, oh my God, I can't have another James Ellsworth situation in this women's division. I was looking a little bit into like statistics and things like that. Found this account, The Unstable Nerd. Don't need to look into it, but they had posted. They looked at all the women's matches runtime between January and then 2 SmackDowns ago. So that was the one on the 2nd, or was that 1 SmackDown ago? 1 SmackDown ago, on the 2nd. And since the end of January, the SmackDown Women's Wrestling has combined for a little over 10 minutes.
Wow.
Hasn't had a match over 10 minutes, since the end of January. We had Nia and Tamina, was a 2-minute, 35-minute match. Then Natalya Shayna, 2:25. Tamina Nia, 2:25. Bianca Natalya, that was a 9-minute and 24-second match.
Almost.
The week after, though, we did get 2 matches. We got Sasha and Nia for 6 minutes and 7 seconds, and then Bianca Shayna for 1 minute and 3 seconds. What else do we have? Back in February, we had the opportunity to make something happen because we had multi-women matches. We had Natalya and Tamina and the Riot Squad for 3 minutes and 5 seconds. And then we had Bianca, Reggie, Sasha against Bayley, Nia, and Shayna for 5 minutes and 4 seconds. You're hearing it right. There has not been a women's match on SmackDown that has lasted more than 9 minutes and 24 seconds since the end of January. That's something, eh? Just on SmackDown. Yes, we're not talking about the Raw Women's Division. We're not talking about anything over there. Isn't that weird after we came off of, possibly the hottest streak in that SmackDown Women's Championship ever?
Yeah, they really did take a bit of a nosedive there.
Yeah, weird. I guess, kind of the ebbs and flows of it all, but I felt like for at least last summer, Bayley got us through last summer. And then Roman got us through the fall and the winter. And now we're at this point where no one's getting us through. It's still just, we're going to keep it on Roman or something. It's a real shame to see this belt fall apart the way that it has.
Yeah, there was a couple call-ups as well that we expected that haven't happened or might not happen
might
at
not
all.
Even happen.
So I don't know. But at the same time, there's plenty of people that they could be using that they're not. Liv Morgan's not going to be wrestling again for a long time. For no reason, but...
Oh, I thought you were going to follow up because, she has an injury. But then I thought about it, I was like,
I think
they're just... Yeah, just no reason. They're just not going to come back.
But let's go on here. We got how many people? 10 men.
Yeah, sure.
Not that it matters. It's all the same.
You know who it is. It's all the heels in that mid card versus all the baby faces on the mid card. But just normal Baron Corbin.
Yeah, I mean, he's still King Corbin, but he's not a king. But they still call him the king.
Yeah,
Doesn't matter.
I think he was wearing his dumb crown too.
Yeah.
I know.
Anyways, eventually Nakamura hits a Kinshasa on Sami Zayn, but then Corbin gets the blind tag, hits the end of days, gets the win.
Yes. I guess, we kind of had... This one of those matches where we had a bunch of mini feuds going on. We had Big E and Apollo Crews. They're doing their thing. Of course, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, they're doing their thing. Of course, Gable and Otis and Street Profits. There's your kind of tag connection. Chad Gable, though, we need to add I think there needs to be a shooty for underrated. Because I think there is a shooty for overrated. This guy, Chad Gable, man, he's the coolest.
Oh, yeah, he's damn good. Damn good wrestler. He should be used a lot more.
Oh, yeah, he should be. So let's, that's it. We're making the category for him.
All right.
Underrated Award of the Year. The Chad Gable Memorial Award. The Shorty G Memorial Award.
No more. Never again.
Never again.
But that was the last match, but there's one final segment. Roman's having a little sit down with Jay and tells him he loves the family, loves your brother, wants to give him the same opportunity. So let's go out to the ring and find out where everybody stands.
Okay. That sounds like an ultimatum to me.
Yeah. Well, Roman comes out, starts to speak, but then Jimmy interrupts. He plays the footage of Roman and Jay in the Hell in a Cell I Quit match. And Roman just tells him to fall in line, stand with us, or take your ass home. So Jimmy walks out, but then Jay goes after to stop him and says, just acknowledge him, bro, and we can get back to doing our thing. But then back inside the ring, Cesaro attacks Roman, so Jay goes in to help him, but Cesaro beats him down. So now Jimmy's conflicted, but he jumps in the ring to help his brother, but Cesaro fights him off. So he starts just he's beating off 3 men at once. That didn't sound good. He's fighting off 3 men at once. He hits both Usos with the neutralizer. And then, I can't even do this now. He walks over. Yeah, Cesaro kills everyone, and he stands tall.
Cesaro kills everyone, stands tall to close the show. That's what you really have to know. You know what? Cesaro is next in line for that Universal Championship. But I think the Jimmy J is what's going to carry the blue brand right now. Jay getting Jimmy Uso to yield to the Tribal Chief, to Roman Reigns. That's what's really gonna pull on our heartstrings on this SmackDown show for the next little while.
Well, I think we do. Having Jimmy and Jay on the same side opens up that tag division. That Ray and Dominic have a first
terrible tag division. And there's one thing WWE loves. They love putting all the gold on one group of people. Whether you're the Undisputed Era, whether you're the Hurt Business, RIP, whether you're Charlotte Flair, everybody, or Asuka. I think she's held both a couple times.
There's been a... that was SmackDown.
Yeah.
Throwback.
Yeah.
By the end of the night, I forgot it was throwback.
Yeah, it just kind of blended into everything else.
I mean, at least there wasn't a parade of legends. We don't need to see them all every time.
Well, this isn't... Well, I mean, I guess until we get Smack 25, the 25th anniversary of SmackDown, of course.
That's sooner than later.
I'm sure it's coming up soon. It was great. Yeah, another great show. Really can't wait to that Roman Cesaro match. Let's move across. Let's move through the weekend and move on to... Let's just get this over with. Let's just get this over with. Of course, we're talking about Monday Night Raw.
Let's get raw. Let's get raw.
The 4th place brand.
Wait, so you're saying it's like SmackDown, NXT, 205 Live...
Well,
Raw? Are you throwing AEW in
Dynamite?
there? Oh,
I
okay,
just mean
yeah,
the 4
yeah.
shows we cover. The big 4.
100%. This is the worst of the 4 shows, but it's also the longest lasting. It's also the longest time-wise. And I think to me, that's what I noticed the most. Isn't that Raw sucks? It's that Raw sucks for a longer period of time, for that extra hour. Because Dynamite has shitty episodes. Sure, NXT will have a shitty... It happens, but it's only 2 hours of a shitty episode instead of extrapolate that to 3. I know, Vince, I know you're listening. Just cut off that 3rd hour, but it can't be worth it. It can't be worth it. There's got to be a better way.
Well, let's just kick this off with some women's action. 6 women's tag. Charlotte, Flair, Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler taking on Mandy Rose, Dana Brooke, and Asuka. But, yeah, you know, it was okay. You had Reggie being Reggie. Everyone's arguing in the ring when all of a sudden Alexa Bliss appears on the stage with the swing set and everything. Just her and Lily just kind of swinging around. And
these women were so distracted, they didn't even notice a playground being set up on the top of the stage.
Well, I don't think it was. I think it was teleported in.
Oh, okay. Just want to make sure.
Yeah. But anyways, Alexa says she's out here to keep their eye on someone, and then she just laughs and the match continues. But then some supernatural shit starts happening as Shayna Baszler she's trying to walk to the corner and she appears to be attacked by some invisible force. She can't move. It's like holding her down, and Asuka takes advantage, hits the big shining wizard, gets the win. But before she can even celebrate, Charlotte attacks Asuka, and they kind of or stare off at Alexa, or I don't know. Alexa
they look.
They look.
They just kind of look down there.
But voodoo black magic was being used here.
I mean, the big ups. Monday Night Raw starting with 6 women in a match, fantastic. It wasn't a 25-minute over a commercial promo by MVP and Bobby Lashley. That being said, 8 minutes and 40 seconds. It would have been nice. Maybe there's a lot of women going on. There's a lot of women around here. So I guess this means that Alexa Bliss is.
I mean,
I don't know. I don't know.
Get in the ring, have a match.
Well, yeah, and that's what seems weird. Like, the belt wouldn't come off Rhea Ripley. Probably not, right? Like, that'd be a bold thing to bring a girl up from NXT.
Yeah,
and have her lose it without like even having a real big title defense. Yeah,
and that's not a good feud for her to be in right now.
That's not a good feud for her to be in anyways. Well, my worst, what I hate most about this, Shayna Baszler, her knee buckles or something.
Oh, that was the magic.
Yeah, the only
paranormal.
Like actual Shayna Baszler, the only person in that ring who could legitimately kick your ass. Like, why her? That seems like a Dana Brooke thing. That seems like a Dana Brooke your leg buckles, not like the actual person who, should be getting better than this. Does that make sense?
Well, she couldn't. It wasn't her fault. It was the ghost powers of Alexa that pushed her leg down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, feel bad. Yeah, I mean, constantly feeling bad for Shayna.
Hey, she's a vampire. Don't feel too bad.
Oh, yeah, that was sweet. I want that again. Let's do that. Jesus, I forgot. That was so cool.
Yeah.
That was WrestleMania, right?
Yeah, that was last
At
year.
Mania 36, yeah.
Well, yeah, her and Becky.
That was sweet.
Backstage, we see MVP enter Braun Strowman's locker room to talk some business because Bobby would rather fight just Braun. Drew's already had a shot, so let's see if we can make this happen.
Okay.
But then some more backstage stuff as we see a man we haven't seen in a long time. The modern-day Maharaja, Jinder Mahal, cuts a promo, and he's got some new goons with him.
Oh, I was going to say the Singh brothers really beefed up.
No, not quite. I mean, these are the guys that we saw briefly in NXT that Indus share. Or at least one of them was.
Oh, shit. That's where... Yeah, okay. I've been trying to rack my brain. Where the fuck do I remember these guys from?
Yeah, so we saw them a little bit, but
right.
Singh brothers are gone.
And if you're curious at all, just like I kind of differentiated Matt and Mike Seidel the other day, Shanky is lanky. and the other one's Veer. So,
right.
so if you ever need that help, there you go.
That'll work.
There you go.
But he's not here just to talk. He's here to wrestle. And I guess you could call his opponent kind of a return. We haven't seen him in a while. Mr. Jeff Hardy here. So Jinder versus Jeff. And Jinder, I don't know. I haven't seen him in a while, so I don't know how long he's had a shaved head going now. But
yeah, he had hair last time we saw him.
Yeah, so that's a new look for him.
Yep.
Anyways, Jinder's back, and maybe he's going to get another little push because he kind of gets the dominant win here, hits the Colossus, gets the victory. So, I don't know. Hopefully not to the WWE title level.
Yeah, sure. No, feed him to Lashley. I don't care. Because I've got Roman.
Yeah.
Because I've got Roman over on the other show. Fucking give him to Lashley. I don't give a shit. Yeah, it's just, it's always a thing when I feel like a guy like Jinder Mahal comes back. It's just push him or don't. Like, and don't get, is this going to be another one of those half-assed Monday Night Raw pushes? Or is it an actual push? Like, yeah, if you want him to be the fucking Bobby Lashley's opponent, great. Make him Bobby Lashley's next opponent. Don't have him whimper out. Poor Jeff Hardy, though.
Yeah, at this point, I don't know. He probably doesn't have... I don't even know. I don't know what's...
And this match happened after Matt Hardy won the Tweet of the Week. So, imagine that. Shit would explode, right? People would flip cars. Things would go on fire if the Hardy Boys reunited in AEW. Right?
I mean, it would be...
Right? Like the grid, the grid would go down.
I don't think it would be that
No, it
big
wouldn't be that big? Okay.
People would be happy and excited, but it wouldn't be like... Edge returning to reunite with Christian.
Right. Could never say never.
Never say never, but let's say bro, because we got the RK Bro teaming up with the New Day in 8-man tag action to take on AJ Styles, Omos, Elias, and Riker. And we got to see some Omos early on in the match, kind of just beating people up, and Orton comes face to face, wants nothing to do with him. So then on the outside, the New Day just grab AJ they both grab him by his feet, split his legs like a chicken bone, and start spinning him around, stretching that groin out. But so this causes Omos to go out after them, which back in the ring, Orton's alone with Elias, hits him with the RKO, gets the win. So just like that, I know he wasn't the one pinned, but Omos now has a loss on his record.
Oh no, a 6-man loss record, 8-man. Sorry.
I mean, yeah, he wasn't even knocked down off his feet, but
still not. But still, it's still a loss. It's still in the loss
if
column.
they had records and rankings,
if you went to Pro Fight DB and they, bold and highlight the name, in the columns, you would see one on that right side.
That's true. So, anyways, after the match, Randy just hits his own teammates, the New Day, with RKOs out of nowhere because he's Orton. He's a dick.
Exactly. No, keep up that. Don't give me smiley face Randy Orton. Like, obviously you're pissed at Kofi. Didn't Kofi Kingston destroy Randy Orton's car like a decade ago? I would still be pissed about that.
Well, I think Randy has a lot of money.
Just because he can afford it.
He's a bad guy.
Just because he can afford it doesn't mean you're not mad.
Not afford it. I mean, Randy does worse. He tries to kill people and stuff. So, but Riddle's not happy. He just yells, "Randy, how are we ever gonna have friends if you keep doing this? Come on!" It's kind of funny.
Randy, come on.
How are we gonna make friends?
How are we gonna make friends, Randy?
Yeah.
Come on.
But
yeah, it's still putting on Matt Riddle. This is as fun. This really reminds me of that the early stages of the Pete Dune Matt Riddle that we saw run the Dusty Cup.
The Broserweights.
The Broserweights, that's what they were called. It really reminds me of that, where it was transitioning Pete Dunne into the babyface. It produces entertaining moments.
Yeah. No, I'm apparently Orton's all on board for this as well, so they go on a run. Go for those tag titles somewhere down the line.
Give it to me.
Yeah, Orton, AJ, Omos. That could be a fun matchup. We go backstage. Sonya Deville talking to Rhea Ripley, and Asuka tells them they're going to fight tonight. And Rhea says, "That's bullshit. You and Charlotte planned this, so we're going to be a week going into that pay-per-view. Not to mention, Asuka's already fought once tonight, but she'll do it again. So Rhea says, fuck it. I'll do it too.
Fuck it, we'll do it. Not for the championship, though.
No,
I think it's just
absurd.
Well, I don't know. I can't keep track of this shit. We're hitting that third hour, baby. I can't keep track.
No, it's not. It's not you being absurd. It's Raw.
Like you're telling me, Cameron, they're not that absurd.
No, they are, but even just having this match is absurd.
Amen.
A week before the pay-per-view. But we got Sheamus taking on Amberto Carrillo. The big man Sheamus is using that power early on, but Carrillo hangs in there, hits some nice moves, the top rope Hurricane Rana. And then they set up for a big spot where Sheamus is on the apron and Carrillo does a sunset bomb to the floor. But a very bad landing here as Carrillo definitely gets the worst of it. Sheamus just kind of lands with all his weight right on Umberto's pelvis, spinal area. Looked bad. He drives hard down into the floor and he's just grabbing. You can see him grabbing his lower back and the ref calls it off. That's it. So this is legit.
Hey, folks, injuries happen. Yeah. So I get, Sheamus is the winner. Just everyone, just hope nothing's too serious. And yeah.
Yeah, I've heard the follow up that nothing too serious happened. More of just a scary incident.
Yeah.
But I could tell it was real because the medical staff that came out to check on him was wearing
You can
a face
always
mask.
tell when it's real.
And the face mask they were wearing.
Yeah, you can always tell because it's
whenever.
Because nobody Vince. I'm pretty sure Vince does not allow anybody on screen to wear a face mask. And I don't say that because I know. I say that because there isn't ever anybody on screen wearing a mask.
Remember the one time MVP came out and he accidentally had it on. He's like, oh, and he just rips it off.
Yeah, that happened once, because maybe they have to have it in the back area or whatever. But yeah, so prayers up to Amberto Carrillo over there. The former Vagabond, was he? Yeah.
No,
it was Andrade and Garza.
And
It was Garza.
Yeah,
Sorry, my bad.
We get Shelton Benjamin taking on Cedric Alexander. The grudge match here. It was going pretty good. Cedric kind of playing the heel, but he gets too cocky, too disrespectful as Shelton hits him with a T-bone suplex out of nowhere. Gets the win.
Get the win. Yeah, actually not a bad match for two people who, it's going to be hard to care about now that they're off, now that they're out of the Hurt Business.
Yeah, and then they had him just lose a bunch.
Yeah, but
tag matches. So.
Who knows?
I don't know. I'd say, maybe send Cedric down to NXT 205 division.
Yeah, he could be a 205 Live guy. Yeah, Cedric Kushida.
Yeah. But let's get this women's match we were given or talked about. I don't know. Asuka taking on Rhea Ripley here. They're going at it when Charlotte comes out to watch and do some commentary. And she admits that she did go to Sonya and ask her to make this singles match. So that's some outright collusion right there.
Oh, collusion.
Giving Charlotte. Yeah, that's an advantage for Charlotte going into Sunday. But back in the ring, the match is going pretty well until Charlotte becomes a distraction. And eventually Rhea hits the Riptide on Asuka, gets the win. So, unnecessary match, but at least the champion didn't lose.
Yeah, what's also weird, Rhea Ripley turned heel kind of out of nowhere a few weeks ago. And it kind of feels like it feels kind of inconsistent because she doesn't cheat.
Yeah,
and, heels cheat. That's what they do. That's why they suck. They cheat. And it really sort of feels like we turned her heel, but only in personality only, not antics and the way you handle yourself. So it'd be great if she could really hone in, just pick a lane. It would be really great to see that evolve. If this is badass heel Rhea, great. Start being a piece of shit.
Yeah, I guess we'll see hopefully on Sunday if they develop her a bit more.
Yeah, just real something. Because, remember after that NXT show where we're like, okay, great, the women are happy forever. And then it was the next week, she's a meanie. We'll see it. We'll see.
We'll see. John Morrison, Mr. Drip Drip Moisty, whatever he called himself. Something like that.
Cool. Haircut still looks cool.
Yeah, that's cool. John Morrison taking on Damien Priest. And the winner of this match gets to pick the stipulation for Miz versus Priest at Backlash. So a stip to decide the stip here.
Classic.
But the match was fine. Miz attacks Priest behind the ref's back, but Priest overcomes the bullshit and he hits the lights to get the win. So he will pick the stip. I think, afterwards, backstage, he tells Adam Pearce that it's going to be a lumberjack match. So Miz can't run away. But why not a cage match?
Why not a cage? Yeah, why not a cage match? That makes more sense. This is more costly, so I understand it. So,
yeah. I mean, lumberjack matches never really get that crazy, so it's not.
And what I do like about the steel cage element to that is that the steel cage or a structure of any kind is often the definitive end point of a feud. However, a lumberjack match doesn't sound like the end. This is the feud that never ends. March 15th was the last time that Damien Priest had a match against somebody who wasn't Miz or Mo. He took on Jackson Riker in a win. But it really does feel like ever since his debut at the Royal Rumble, it's been this.
Yeah, he's doing the Lacey Evans routine.
The Lacey Evans routine where you lose to Becky Lynch 7 times in a row, but keep coming back for more.
Yeah. But then we got our second Eva Marie promo. So we first had the Ferrari, but this time we've got Eva doing a photo shoot, just giving us some advice. And I do love the pink hair. Early contender for best hair shooting.
Best hair. It is.
Best hair.
It is an award. It's an official award.
Yeah, we'll see though. Still waiting to see her get back in the ring.
Oh, we have another at least 2.5 months until she actually pops up on screen. So don't worry.
Hopefully by SummerSlam.
Yeah, hopefully by SummerSlam maybe.
Yeah, let's do this main event. Bobby Lashley taking on Drew McIntyre. Much like that women's match, no reason people should be fighting this close before the pay-per-view.
Absolutely not.
Sure. Anyways, they go back and forth. Bunch of big power moves. Drew hits the Claymore, but before he can make the cover, Strowman comes in and attacks Drew, causing the disqualification. And then he hits it with the power slam, helps up Lashley. Looks like they're working together, but then he hits him with the power slam as well. So no deal made. This train rides on his own rails. And he hits another power slam for good measure. And I think he power slams Bobby right through the barricade to end it all. So just power slams all over the place to end the show here.
The most devastating move in sports entertainment outside of the roll-up. You know, the roll-up is a pretty devastating move, which we didn't see actually any on this day, which was nice and refreshing. And I noticed.
Yeah, I mean, SmackDown had some, so Raw took the night off. Yeah, there's X amount of that they're allowed to use in a fiscal week. So these three are going to go at it finally. After Backlash, though, we need to create new title feuds. Jinder Mahal is back. Who knows? He could be one of those title feuds. But like this, Raw did little to make Backlash more exciting to me. The whole card, really. And I feel like the Go Home show's purpose should always be to make you more excited. Because I guess in theory it should be to make you want to buy it, right? Yeah.
And this didn't make me want to buy it more. You know, than I kind of would have already. Saw some solid wrestling, but at the end of the day, who knows? Yeah.
No, I'm not even... I don't even care that much about the WWE title triple threat match.
No, too bad. Since we lost Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
Amen. Anyways, that was our Monday Night Raw. That was the first half of the week. The main roster, of course, we'll talk a little bit about Backlash before we end the show. But for now, we should take a quick break.
Yes.
Take a break. Come back, and then, of course, we've got all the NXT action of AEW. It's coming up in a little bit, so you're going to want to stick around.
Let's shoot. Yeah, let's shoot. Yeah, let's shoot. Brother, yeah, let's shoot. Yeah,
back here with part 2 of the podcast here, folks. Because, you know, just like the wrestling world, this podcast does not stop. It might as well just be a live feed on your Sirius XM channel. And that we just kind of we could maybe look to, you know, in the future, maybe have our own Sirius XM channel where we just constantly update wrestling kind of news and information, you know, on just kind of like an hourly basis, kind of check in, maybe on the hour, every hour, like, hey, this is what's changed. Okay, great, thanks. But that's all the future stuff. Who knows what's going to happen?
Who can say? Every day is a different journey in the world of wrestling.
Yeah, every day is a different journey. Every day is a different challenge, and every day is a different opportunity to make a mark. You know, because you don't want to be just one of those champions that sits on their title belt, twiddling their thumbs. You want to be someone who's out there. You want to be someone who's out there. So let's go to a match. Let's go to a show with a match that features multiple title offenses in one show. Multiple now. Wow. You don't see that every so often, right? You know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about NXT.
NXT. What does it mean? I don't know, but it's some good wrestling. So NXT. Watch and see. Gotta tap out a count out of 1, 2, 3. So
Baby. Of course, I think last weekend we saw that beautiful promo overlay. You know, so we have the new NXT logo, of course, with the skull and the wings, and over top of that, it told us that Raquel Gonzalez will be in a championship loss opportunity. She has the opportunity to lose her championship if she loses the match against Mercedes Martinez coming on later on in the show.
Yeah, absolutely.
Amen. So let's get right into it. Let's get right into the show then, shall we? Because we are live at the Capitol Wrestling Center. There, I got it right the first time. The CWC, which sounds like it should be the network of its own television. But we kick off the show with a match. We have Austin Theory. We have Karrion Kross. And accompanied by their plus ones.
Yeah, you know, Kross trying to get some retribution. You got attacked, by the way, last week out of nowhere, so... you know, Theory's the smaller man, so he's hesitant to get in the ring, but Gargano's causing distractions, trying to help him out. But Kross fights through all of it, hits those big Saito suplexes, followed by the Doomsday elbow. But he doesn't go for the pin. He just mounts Theory and starts pounding him in the back of the head, and he lays motionless. So he locks in the straitjacket, and the ref calls for the bell. But as he celebrates, Finn Balor just appears in the ring, standing beside him. And they go face to face, and Kross says, I want this as bad as you do, so let's do it. So it looks like they're going to have a rematch.
A rematch of some kind.
Yeah.
Everyone, because it feels like a long time ago. Do you remember when everybody got a rematch?
Yeah,
like,
it used to be.
It used to be.
Clause
it used to be like
contract.
that. And then what? Maybe like 2 years ago, they kind of like wrote it out.
Yeah.
Or they phased it out kind of more and more over time. But it's great. You almost forget about these things, right? You know, Finn Balor gets a rematch, but then gets a rematch like 3 months later. It's so much more time to kind of play around with it.
Mm-hmm. And it's going to be, I think they said 2 weeks from now on TV, so it's not a takeover main event or anything.
Yeah, just an on television. Yeah, and you can have big matches on TV. Don't be scared to have a huge match on live television.
Oh, NXT, they're not scared.
They're not scared, baby.
But we'll get to that when we do. In the meantime, we got Leon Ruff. He's angry. He's in William Regal's office just yelling at him. He wants to compete because he's telling him he's been medically cleared, but Regal still won't allow it. He's trying to protect him. But then we go to tag team action. Breezango taking on MSK. Non-title match. Just kind of a quick, easy tune-up for MSK. I guess the funniest part was out of nowhere, the ref just starts getting involved in the spot. He was doing the lateral press, the leapfrog. He was all pumped up.
Yeah, it was active. I gotta find this. I gotta find this referee. Active ref.
Yeah, the wrestlers all just looked at him like, "What the fuck?" I mean, that was unprofessional of him.
Very unprofessional.
But this whole shenanigan allowed Breezango to get back in. But eventually MSK hit their finisher, get the win.
Yeah, I'm still not sold on these guys. I'm really not.
Yeah.
I'm really not sold on these MSK guys yet. But yeah, they needed to get a win to, remain fighting champions and keeping fresh rivals for the future. And maybe Ciampa and Thatcher are the first guys to rise up to that challenge.
Yeah, wouldn't be a bad option.
No.
We do get the announcement for the next takeover, the return of In Your House on Sunday, June 13th.
But yeah, but no theme. Or do you think it's going to be the same theme to the other one? It had that kind of like light blue, pink colors.
In
like
Your
the same
House?
kind of like color schemes and stuff.
They'll probably bring out the set again. Remember they had the house with the big front window.
Yeah,
and
of
everything?
course. How can I forget? Io Shirai jumped off of it.
Yeah. I'm sure they'll just reuse most of everything from last year.
That's cool.
Then Pete Dunne comes out, cuts a promo. He's mad that Karrion Kross wants Balor for his next match. You keep ducking me, but sooner or later that title's mine. And if anyone in NXT thinks they're tougher, come and get some.
Baby.
Then he gets jumped by Leon Ruff from behind. So he's going against Regal's wishes here. And that leads us right into the match. Ruff versus Dunne.
Peter Dunne.
Yeah.
Peter Dunne.
Peter Dunne gets her doing as, he stops Ruff. Ruff goes for a springboard cutter, but he hits him big air with a big right hand, and then he locks him in a submission and just starts pounding on his head with these elbows and knocks Ruff out, ends the match. And then after he snaps his fingers for good measure.
Oh, it breaks his fingers. Doesn't just snap them.
Not that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, not just you snapped your finger. I know what you're talking about. Peter Dunne is a dangerous motherfucker. But this is another referee stoppage.
Yeah,
Yeah, which is weird. We had 2 out of the 3 matches here on the show were a result of the ref stepping in. Who the heck knows?
Hey, I mean, it's for the good of the performer. Live to fight another day.
Yeah, exactly. So, Karrion Kross and Finn Balor, that's the rematch, but Karrion Kross, Peter Dunne, that's the future. Who knows?
Yeah, we'll get. But then we see a hype video. It's official, the NXT world premiere of Frankie Monet 2 weeks from now. So looking forward to
seeing that dog. Is that what you were going to say?
Dog, yeah. No, I'm looking forward to actually see her wrestle, see what she can do in the ring. Mm-hmm. Hopefully the dog does get involved in the match, though.
Oh, yeah?
Distraction.
Like a little distraction, he starts woofing or something. You could be right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see. But we're getting a title match here. NXT Women's Championship, Raquel Gonzalez defending against Mercedes Martinez. And yeah, they just come out swinging. They quickly fight to the floor all around the ring. Raquel, slightly bigger here, but Martinez got that fire in her belly. Puts up a great fight. At one point she hits this top rope draping DDT neckbreaker type thing. Almost wins the title. Follows up with the big spear on the apron. The Fisherman Buster gets another 2 count. But Gonzalez recovers, hits a bunch of knee strikes, and then that one-arm powerbomb to get the win, retain the title.
God, that's a dangerous move. That is a dangerous move.
Deadly.
And this was great. This was great for Raquel Gonzalez, showing us how good she is at the highest level.
Yeah, and Mercedes looked good, even in defeat. She put up a good fight, got some close calls.
Yeah, and we never see her, right? We never see Mercedes Martinez unless when it's like in a big match where there's a lot of physicality to it. She can really handle herself in that respect, and so can Raquel Gonzalez.
Yeah, Mercedes, it seems like they don't really know what to do with her. They had her doing that Robert Stone stuff. She was in Retribution for a week, and
yeah.
Now she's back here. I don't know.
Who knows? Who knows?
Either way,
doing great though. Great match.
Yeah. Well, speaking of doing great, we got this new, the cocky, the heel, the Isaiah Swerve Scott, and he's coming out with his new posse. We've got an official name for now. Hit Row.
Hit Row. Love it.
Hit Row. They're like their own rap album group now. But so you got Ashanti the Adonis. He's with them. He's the only one that we've really seen before, at least somewhat. Mm-hmm. Then we got the big guy from last week, who's now called Top Dollar.
Top Dollar.
And then the woman with the white dreads, B-Fab.
Girl, is that you, B-Fab? B-Fab, girl. See?
What's better, B-Fab or T-Bar? What do you prefer?
B-Fab for 100%.
Yeah, because that girl B-Fab,
exactly.
right?
Like T-Bar is not. It's a thing. It's not like a fun play on words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, this was fun. So Hit Row, that's your group. Swerve just cuts a nice promo. They all kind of get in. They're all, every time he's talking, they're doing the hype man thing. Like, what? Yeah. So they get their own little intro. It was like a little rap song. The Donkey Kong rap. Yeah.
He's the leader of the bunch. You know him well. His name is Swerve Scott, and he's gonna raise some hell.
There you
Hit
go.
row. Hit row, yeah. This was great, and you know what? NXT has a void now that we live in a post-Undisputed Era world. We have a void for a faction that we love getting behind people and groups and things like that. And this is perfect. You know, we have Isaiah Scott is our leader. B-Fab is our mastermind. Top Doll is the muscle. Adonis is the loudmouth. It's sort of everybody has a role, which is exactly what the Undisputed Era also had. This faction and the Way, I'm sure, are headed for something. And Swerve could become a world champion with this group behind him.
Oh yeah,
Agree, 100%, 100%. Huge impact
this
right off.
Attitude of his, yeah. He was always good in the ring, but now he's got everything else going.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's
yeah,
perfect.
This is gonna be cool. Then we cut to this beautiful lakeside home, giant home. We're doing a live auction here. Bidding starts at $2 million. So of course, big money. Cameron Grimes is in the crowd.
Yeehaw!
He opens up. Yeah. This auction's going fast. We got the typical auctioneer, but hey, what about 5 million, 6 million? But someone keeps outbidding Grimes. $20 million. And of course, it's the $1 Million Man who buys the house. Cameron's he's pissed. He wants to go right then and there, fight Ted DiBiase, but he just laughs in his face and leaves.
And two weeks straight of DiBiase.
Oh, maybe 3. It's been a while. I don't know. It's got to be leading to something. I mean, even if DiBiase's not going to fight, maybe he brings in a wrestler and be like, hey, fight this guy.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know.
Or maybe it's a matter of time until the two of them see eye to eye.
Yeah.
And
the $1 Million title gets bought, trades hands to Cameron Grimes.
Ooh,
that could be the end
I
game.
like that. And then it becomes, then NXT has its own FTW championship.
Exactly. But then we go to Oney Lorcan taking on Kyle O'Reilly. Just some good old grappling here. Pete Dunne causing distractions on the outside, but Kyle's cool and calm, and he ends up hitting the big brainbuster, followed by the top rope knee drop to get the win. But immediately after, Dunne attacks, and they double team Kyle until someone slides into the ring. Who is this stranger? Oh, it's Bobby Fish. He's back. We've been wondering where he was for months now.
I bet you forgot about him.
Yeah, I was for a second there. I was like, who is this? Like, oh, Bobby. But he comes to the aid of Kyle. They clean house. And then Bobby says, hey, man, I know you got your own thing going on, and I've got some scores to settle as well, so I'll see you when I see you.
Bobby Fish, the singles star.
Yeah, so they've all kind of it's official now. The group, he was the last piece. They've all parted.
Well, and I mean, as soon as I saw Bobby Fish, my last thought was, where's Roddy Strong?
Well, he already said goodbye.
He literally walked out of NXT, and we haven't seen him since.
Yeah.
What's happening to him? Poor guy.
I know. I thought he'd be on SmackDown by now. I was hoping.
We thought. Well, hopefully he's on SmackDown. I mean, hopefully he doesn't go to Raw. That's a fate. That's a fate worse than hell.
Yeah, the red pit of hell.
Yeah, honestly, it is just Vince's Satan.
Really, really is. But let's go to this main event, because I think probably for the first time ever, the Cruiserweight title is main eventing an episode of NXT.
Yeah, can't think of another occasion. And not only is it a special main event, but we have a 2 out of 3 falls match.
That's right. 2 out of 3. Kushida defending against Santos Escobar.
It's like it's early 2019 all over again. 2 out of 3 falls. Boom. Commercial break. We all get how it works.
No, this one was actually for the sake of the wrestling, right?
Yeah, which did not happen the last time we pulled this experiment.
No, because now they wrestle during commercial breaks and stuff, so it doesn't matter. But anyways, the other members of Legado are out there trying to get involved. So MSK just come flying over the barricade out of nowhere to take out Legado, make this a fair fight. So the ref says, "Fuck this! You're all out of here." Throws them out.
Thank God, MSK. I don't like that. I don't like the Legados. They're not doing it for me. I want them out all the time.
So MSK, you don't like them much either, but this was a plus.
This was a plus. Right? I'm like, thank God, because this was the match I want to see Kushida Escobar. That's what I want to see. I don't want to see a bunch of bullshit surrounding.
So this let us carry on, and we get some nice high-flying cruiserweight action. Lots of technical mat wrestling as well. Those submissions, Kushida loves them.
So good at it, just slipping all around, giving you little holds.
Eventually, Escobar hits the Phantom Driver to get the 3 count. But that's only the first fall of the match.
First fall. Still 2 more.
Yeah. So he goes right after to follow up on Kushida, but Kushida counters, catches him in an armbar, taps him out. So we even the score. 1 apiece.
1 apiece. Boom, boom.
Boom, boom. They go back and forth. Bunch of pinning combinations, reversals, both men trying to end it. Eventually, Kushida goes for the hoverboard lock, but Escobar manages to escape. So Kushida hits him with this. Well, first he suplexes him into the corner, rough landing there, and then he picks him up again and does this underhook, hammerlock, bridge suplex right into a pin, and Escobar is just trapped. He's got nowhere to go. And that gets a 3 count. Kushida wins, retains the title.
The hoverboard lock bridging suplex, whatever we want to call it.
It was a cool move.
Oh my God! And for this went over 20 minutes, and these two guys went balls to the wall the entire time. Especially that final fall. That final fall needed the two of them to be going full out. And they really did. An intense fucking matchup that we don't get to see too much out of the Cruiserweight Championship. In my mind, definitely a much, much stronger match than the match at Stand and Deliver, the Devlin unification. I thought this was bonkers.
Yeah, this was great. Definitely deserved that main event spot here.
Yeah, certainly.
Kushida's on a roll. They're finally treating him. When they first brought him in, they didn't know what to do with him. Now he's feeling legit.
Yeah, he's not easily on a hot streak. He's making other people look good. People are making him look good. It all seems to be rolling.
Cruiserweight title's looking good.
So let's just hope. I wonder what's next.
Yeah, anyone. Kushida will take him.
And
that was it.
That was all of NXT. Let's move across the brands because we might as well, because it is Wednesday night. And the feeling's right. We are talking about AEW Dynamite.
AEW. All Elite. They coming for you, Vince. Better watch out. It's too sweet.
Yeah, I had a little bit of a rhyme there. Of course, we got a bunch of big things coming up here, right? Of course, we do have an IWGP United States Championship match. We have an AEW Tag Team match, especially SCU with some serious implications there. Of course, the TNT Championship will be on the line. The World Title Eliminator match. To see who's going to take on Kenny Omega. Huge show. We can actually kick off all of the action with that IWGP Championship match. We have Jon Moxley, we have Yuji Nagata, and we do have Eddie Kingston carrying the belt around his neck, like it's a big diamond pendant hanging from a cool chain.
And we also have Tony Khan continuing to open the wallet as Jon Moxley comes out to a Wild Thing. The 1966 classic. The Trogs.
The Trogs. So good.
JR was like, is that the Trogs?
Is that Trogs, by God. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I don't know if this was just a one-time thing, or if that's going to be his new theme going forward.
And like we mentioned the other week, that Tony Khan wants to work with people with kind of what they come out with. Who knows? Maybe this is, this is kind of Jon Moxley's IWGP thing. He's like, I come out to this song because the Jon Moxley song is actually one of the better ones in AEW. It's one of the more recognizable.
And it's kind of funny because Wild Thing just like coincidentally has the opening note just kind of has like a similar like
wow, and I was like, okay, here we go, pow now. Wow, Jesus Christ, that was cool.
Wow, thing. But it was not Charlie Sheen coming out to the mound.
Jon Moxley comes out with a Cleveland Indians hat on and big thick glasses,
a buzzed mohawk.
Yeah,
but,
big Sheen fan. The Mox man's a big Sheen fan.
I bet he's partied like the Sheen man has.
Always got tiger blood in him, baby. You got to have tiger blood in you to take on Yuji Nagata. So the match starts up.
Yeah, this was fun. Nagata, he's got that veteran presence going. The crowd was into both these guys. Nagata, that Japanese strong style, big kicks, lots of big suplexes. But Moxley hangs in, hits a bunch of knee strikes to Yuji's head, and nails him with the paradigm shift, gets the win, retains his title. But at some point, he took a real good blow because his cheek was bleeding.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of blood on the show coming up. Yeah, and then after the match, they bow to each other, showing each other some great respect. What a great opener this was.
This was cool.
I'm not afraid to admit it. Sometimes I watch Dark. Sometimes I watch Dark Elevation. I'm not afraid to admit it.
It's okay.
Okay. Well, I'm just glad. I wanted to. I just wanted to be open with you about who I am. And him and Moxley kicked off both shows actually last week. You know what? If you're ever flipping around, never watch it pre-recorded. Watch it when they premiere it live. So if you happen to be nothing to do, 7 p.m. Monday, Tuesday, just fucking go on YouTube. You never know what you're going to see. You're probably going to see a lot of squash matches and then a little bit of context between what's going on for the real show. And those guys kicked off both Dark and Dark Elevation the past 2 days. And looking strong, looking like they're a team, which is also a lot of fun. The two of these guys, Moxley, Kingston.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we'll get more of them in a bit, but they're definitely all in on the tag team thing.
Yeah, seem to be all in on the tag team thing and all in on the New Japan thing.
Yeah, I like that. Hopefully we can see this. I mean, if he's going to remain champion, why not have him defend it a little bit more on American soil? Mm-hmm. But Cody Rhodes comes out, and he cuts this promo and starts kind of going off the rails a bit for me. He just starts talking about being patriotic and American, and Anthony Ogogo disrespected his country, and he starts talking about segregation in the 60s.
He was all over the place with this one.
And how, his black wife will have his child with both identities, and this was crazy, and I don't know, this started. Oh, hang on 1 second.
Yeah, sure.
The phone call's fucking...
Should we try, we'll try calling back. Hello, we're back?
We're back.
Oh, okay, cool. That hasn't happened in a little while.
No.
Yeah, weird.
But, yes. Jump right back in.
Yes.
Okay. Cody Rhodes. So, he's just rambling at this point, talking about patriotism, segregation. His wife is having his mixed baby. And, it's all a good message. This is, where you live in a world where everything's equal. But what does this have to do with pro wrestling? I don't know.
Little weird. Cody, one of the best talkers in the business.
His delivery was great.
It was a little rambly, little lack direction.
Eventually, he got around to challenging a Go-Go.
Eventually, he gets around to challenging a Go-Go. Unfortunately, the feud with a Go-Go is not befitting of an occasion to. I guess he comes around at the very end because he says, by using his late father's nickname, of course, the American Dream. Cody
for
Rhodes.
one night only. He will be the American Dream.
For one night only. So I guess, but yeah, I feel like it's not befitting to use the significance of that. Like, I feel like we had one opportunity to call him the American Dream, and this was it. But that being said, though, Americans love being fucking patriotic and shit. And I think, AEW has proven themselves to be a very inclusive company for all of their performers and workers, right? So kind of doubling down on that. Yeah, a little weird, but I'd rather have Cody talk than Cody wrestle, if I'm being honest. on just like a weekly show, in terms of like a weekly basis. Yeah, sure, fucking talk for 6 minutes. I've seen you wrestle before, bud.
Yeah, I don't know. It was just weird. But whatever. A go. I'm excited to see if he can knock him down. A go,
who I did look into, he is like an Olympic silver medalist, bronze medalist.
Let's see if that gut punch will take down the American Dream.
Yeah, the gut punch. The gut punch. Can't wait for JR to call it. Oh, the gut punch.
But we get our second title match of the night: the AEW World Tag Team Championships. The Young Bucks defending against SCU. But it's not just for the titles, because the entire team of SCU is on the line here. They've got to break up if they lose.
They will be forced to break up,
by themselves.
like parents who are forbidding you to date. We're forcing you to break up.
Yeah, Romeo and Juliet.
Romeo, Montagues and Capulets, baby. That's what it's all about.
Yeah. So we get a pretty solid match here. Daniels and Nick Jackson fight outside the ring. And then Jackson super kicks Daniels' head right into the ring post, which lets him fall to the floor. Give a little quick across the forehead. And he comes up just leaking blood here.
Oh, my Lord. I love it. You can always tell when they bleed too much, because there's this second where the camera zooms in and the camera also doesn't know what's happening. And then you can just see it pulse down. You can just see the floor. You see it pulse down. And you're like, oh, no, yeah, he's bleeding a lot. Because then the camera came off of him very quickly and moved back over to Frankie Kazarian.
Yeah, he saw the blood and guts last week, and he wanted in on that.
He wanted a piece of it, baby.
Yeah, this was quite the blade here, but pretty good stuff. Kazarian, Daniels is out now, so Kazarian's got to fend for himself. But he catches Matt in that devastating roll-up, but Gallows distracts the referee from making the count. So Kazarian stares right at Gallows as he hits a Styles Clash. Nice reference to the Bullet Club there.
The
Styles Clash.
I think that's the name of it, right?
Yeah. I mean, sometimes they change the name.
Is it just called like a clash?
I don't know. Maybe like the Kazarian Killer. I don't know.
The Kazarian Killer.
But Daniels, he manages to crawl back in the ring, just fucking bleeding out of the head, just dripping. It bleeds all over the fresh pair of Nikes that Matt was wearing. And Matt is not happy about that. So he does a mock imitation of the famous Shawn Michaels, Ric Flair, WrestleMania 24 moment. He says, "I'm sorry, I love you," and then he super kicks him in the head. But Daniels kicks out. He fights back.
Ric Flair didn't kick out of that one.
No, Ric Flair did not. But he fights back. Daniels goes for the best moonsault ever, but he slips off the top rope on the first attempt. But I think the commentary did a pretty good job covering him, saying the blood loss made him too wobbly, and I can buy it. So
yeah, they sometimes they'll also will if any time there's a rope slippage. Another common one is it's a humid night down here in Jacksonville. Very humid.
Yeah.
Very humid.
The one time Michael Nakazawa, like, oh, the Nakazawa baby oil.
Yeah, they're quick with a reason. Good on them. Good on you, Excalibur.
Yeah, but. Daniels jumps right back up there. He hits the moonsault, but the pin gets broken up. And then behind the ref's back, they hand Jackson this cold spray can. I mean, what is it? Just cold air? Like nitrogen?
Yeah. It meant to, like an immediate
if
cryogenic
you got a wound, you gotta
thing.
Just like spray the wound or something?
Muscles.
Muscles?
Keep your muscles
Well, maybe this would help.
recovering.
I mean, help with his giant head wound. But I guess it doesn't. It hurts the eyes, though, because Daniels had his eyes open. So he's blinded, and then he clocks him in the head with the can, covers Daniels, but he kicks out at 2 again. I can't believe it. He's a bloody mess at this point. The whole canvas is covered, but he's hanging in there. So they pick him up. They hit the BTE trigger, and that finally gets the job done. The Bucks win, retain the titles, and SCU is no more.
They can no longer compete as a tag team together. The ending moments of this segment, I think, of course, like the Bucks and go off to celebrate. Well, I think at one point, JR and Excalibur, they're pushing us that there's a camera. There's a bit of flurry of action going on backstage. And we eventually get a camera to Moxley and Eddie Kingston just kind of destroying the Elite's dressing room.
Yeah.
And that was it. But I think one of the biggest things that I noticed right there, I was expecting, I think just because Vince does it all the time, I was expecting the not moving camera focusing in on the tag team who can never be a tag team again. That emotional moment where they're going to hug, say they're sorry, get that one bow, their final bow away from the crowd, maybe like there's some kind of thank you type chant or a you deserve it type chant, something like that. And we missed that entirely and then went straight to Moxley and Kingston fucking trashing a dressing room. I feel like we should have focused on the split. Really milk that emotion out of it because that's pro wrestling, right? It's inciting this emotion out of the viewer. And I feel like that's something Vince knows to do already. AEW, they don't know to do that yet. That's a production team. Has to figure that out.
Yeah. No, I definitely would have done the same thing. Had them, show the big breakup, the final embrace, the hug, the crowd cheers. Everyone goes.
Yeah, everyone gets everyone gets the little piece. It would have been nice if that was the way they would have gone out. But coming out of this, I think Frankie's Kazarian is maybe the one to, go forward with the singles run.
He looked pretty good.
But yeah, check him out on Dark Monday, dude. You gotta watch. It's great.
Yeah. I mean, isn't Daniels 50?
I think he's 50 years old.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Which is, it's just crazy. He's still doing fucking moonsaults.
Crazy. Yeah. Bleeding all over the place. Yeah, he got deep there, bud. Then we go to Orange Cassidy taking on Pac in your championship eliminator match.
The number 1 versus the number 2.
Yes.
Also a replay of the what was it, Revolution 2020?
I believe so. Yeah. So the winner will face Kenny Omega at Double or Nothing for the world title here. So we start off with the showdown in the middle of the ring. Cassidy takes off his glasses, puts them on Pac's face. So Pac just takes them back off and crushes them in his hands. Takes a swing at Cassidy, but he ducks. Hits the breach break out of nowhere. Big near fall right off the bat. Then he follows up with the hands in pockets, tope suicida, and upon landing, he just pulls a fresh pair of shades right out of his pocket, puts them on.
He's got him ready to go. He's got a couple more back there in case he loses another one.
Do you think those are knockoff Ray-Bans?
Probably.
Because those are, that's a couple $100 if you're.
I bet Orange Cassidy's does own a couple pairs of real Ray-Bans.
I'm sure he does. But then, he's like, okay, I'm going to.
Known as Orange Cassidy owns them.
But then his match performance ones, he buys off eBay for a couple bucks.
Yeah.
Maybe. Anyways, Pac gets serious. He takes over the next bit of the match. Hits a big super kick, and then this vicious Liger bomb, where Orange Cassidy landed real high up on the neck area, head, shoulders, knees, and toes. But no, just the head. I don't know. Looked pretty bad, but they kind of, I think the match kind of.
This was where the match kind of fell apart. So he's on the floor. Aubrey Edwards checks on him, and the next thing you know, Doc Samson is checking in on him.
The ringside doctor.
We called an audible.
Yeah, definitely. So Pac's just kind of
keep going,
buying time. He's just kind of stalling around, and then Don Callis, got to give him credit here. He's so good on the mic, just off the cuff, just talking trash to Pac. Says Kenny's a busy man, so let's get this over with. So Aubrey, she goes up to Don Callis. She's distracted by him as Omega sneaks up behind Pac, nails him in the head with a title. So he's out. Both men are down. So Aubrey turns around, starts making the count, and she reaches 10. So we have maybe our first ever double count out. in AEW. At least on Dynamite.
Yeah, at least on Dynamite.
So, yeah, it's a draw. So, draw. Don Callis says, well, we don't have a winner. So the champ has no opponent for the pay-per-view. We got the night off. So let's go. Then,
Let's go to Winnipeg. Let's go back to Winnipeg. That's what he said.
yeah. Tony Schiavone comes out, though, and says, actually, boys, Tony Khan informed me that there will be a world title match, Double or Nothing, and it's going to be triple threat, Pac, Cassidy, Omega. Sounds good. And it will, in fact, be the first ever triple threat match for the AEW world title.
This, very clear. That Liger Bomb took Orange Cassidy out. And then we had to improvise. And I think it's one of those things where we noticed because, like, you would have to notice. You would have to know what to look for in a wrestling match to know that that wasn't supposed to be happening.
Yeah.
Which we certainly did. And then, holy shit. If there's a shooty for best fucking on the fly call, this is gonna be it. Not only was the amount of time wasn't so much that you felt like it was something terrible, but like you said, you see the medical staff in the background, with masks on, and you're like, okay, they're actual nurses and medical professionals. And then Don Callis, like you said, fucking incredible. That was not ready. Who knows where Kenny was backstage? Maybe he was waiting for an end of the match run in anyways. But whatever it was like, guys, this has to happen right now, and we're going to do it. And then the result being a triple threat at Double or Nothing. We've never seen that before.
No,
we've never seen a triple threat for a championship here in AEW.
Yeah, and I think they are very fortunate. I mean, this was a scary incident, but they are fortunate that, supposedly the planned finish was a time limit draw, so the result and everything still ends up the same. They just...
Oh, really? See, that was my next question. I would thought maybe, we'll never know what was supposed to actually happen.
Yeah, I think the plan was always triple threat draw. But then they just had to call it on the fly here and get to it a different way. I mean, they were lucky. What if Orange Cassidy was supposed to win or something?
Well, that's exactly it. I was thinking to myself, like, what if Orange Cassidy was supposed to win? Make it by time, make it a three-way, whatever it was. But damn, I think even if this was, just obviously super hope that he's okay.
Yeah, I've heard that. Afterwards, he was backstage talking to people and seemed to be all right. Maybe just a little banged up.
Maybe he gave a little half thumbs up, a little half Orange Cassidy thumbs up.
But between him and Carrillo, two kind of scary little incidents in the ring.
Yeah,
it's real, folks. Wrestling's real.
A couple this week, so yeah, obviously hoping for the best. But yeah. At least he's got, I don't know, 3 weeks, 2 weeks to recover. Yeah, 3 weeks to recover, and that's going to be that could be match of the year.
Oh yeah, looking forward to that one. Then we go backstage where the Elite find the dressing room that's been trashed. So the Young Bucks are pissed, and they officially challenge Moxley and Kingston to a match, Double or Nothing.
Officially challenged.
Yeah,
it's going to be good. I haven't seen Moxley and the Bucks work much together since.
They kind of two different styles, but I'm sure it'll work.
Yeah. Man, imagine that. Dean Ambrose and Nick Jackson going at it. You never thought you'd see the day, did you, Mike?
Maybe Ambrose will do a flip.
Maybe. Has he done a flip before? Has he ever done a flip before?
I don't know. I'm sure he could if he really wanted to.
Yeah.
At least a swanton.
At least, we don't want. We're not saying destroyer off the top rope, bud.
Then we go to the coronation of the Pinnacle. So MJF comes out wearing a crown. He's escorted by a bunch of beautiful women.
Presumably the Jacksonville Jaguars cheerleaders.
Probably. I'm sure they just got them on retainer.
Just a couple weeks ago, they were the same women who carry the brooms when Kenny Omega walks in. It's the same squad. Right. Same squad.
Yeah, that's fair. He cuts a promo about being the greatest of all time, the best group going. Yeah, the Pinnacle. Everyone kind of has a little, they speak for a bit, kind of reiterating the same thing. Tully Blanchard goes on for a while. And then he gives each member of the group a nice, expensive watch.
Beautiful. It's not just Mike. This is not just a watch. No, it's a representation of excellence. It is a constant reminder of the standard of perfection that comes with being in the pinnacle.
Well, I hope that's engraved on the inside of the watch.
Very, very, very tiny writing because it's a lot of words to engrave in there.
But then the celebration gets interrupted as we hear the honking of a horn, and Sammy Guevara, Santana, and Ortiz, they drive up in this, I guess, a refreshment truck looking thing. You know, like the little things that come down by outside of warehouses and sell people lunch and stuff.
Yeah. It was kind of like a hot dog cart / the condiments combo thing. They're outside at Crappy Tire every Saturday and Sunday selling fries and dogs.
Exactly. And then Jericho pops out of the back, and he asks for a rematch with the Pinnacle. MJF says no. So Jericho says, go! And Sammy turns on this hose that's on top of the thing. It's like a little tank. And he's just spraying a bit of the bubbly out of the fire hose, soaking everyone in the ring.
A whole lot of the bubbly, if you ask me.
Oh, yeah, a lot of the bubbly. They're falling. They're flailing around, swimming. This is an exact copy of the famous Stone Cold beer truck incidents.
Almost note for note, except instead of coming down from the ramp way, they came in from the side.
Yeah. But, you know, we all get it. Fun homage. MJF's not having fun, though. He's pissed. Says, all right, double or nothing. We'll take you on in a stadium stampede match. But if you lose, Inner Circle has to break up forever.
Oh, another breakup match. No, we just had one.
Forever.
I can't go through this again.
Well, take it or leave it. That's what MJF says. So Jericho's got to think about it, conflicted. But, hey, Stadium Stampede Part 2. I wonder how they do it with a crowd this time.
Yeah, I wonder if how much of a crowd there would be, if anything at all. If anything?
Well, I mean, Double or Nothing's going to be a sold-out crowd, so the match itself, who knows what it's going to do.
Yeah, that one's tough because like they need to go. Although we do know, from previous episodes, that Daly's Place and the actual stadium are very, very, very close to each other.
Yeah.
How do you transition? You got to, you don't want to transition fans over there.
No, they'd have to watch part on the screen, which is a bit different. I don't know. Maybe you start on the screen and finish in the ring, so they have something to cheer for. I don't know.
Yeah, something like that. But if that's the case, I'm prepping for a third huge match between these two.
I mean, I don't think it's the time for the Inner Circle to break up, so you'd expect them to get the W.
Not when Chris Jericho's so happy.
Yeah, he's loving life.
He's so happy.
Stadium Stampede was a lot of fun last year, so we'll see how this one goes.
I would also like to thank MJF for calling out Canada and TSN.
Oh, yeah. And
throughout his promo, and he was mentioning how last week,
Spears,
first time Dynamite was
over.
on. Dynamite was the most watched show on television that night, and breaking records in Canada on TSN because, of course, it was featuring one of the premier Canadian athletes in the business, Sean Spears, and I could not agree more. As soon as he said that.
Yeah, I like how he didn't mention Jericho's.
Very, very much. Well, I mean, I think that was the dig, Mike.
Yeah, but some people don't know much about Sean Spears, but now they know.
Yeah, put some respect on his goddamn name.
So then we have women's action. Thunder Rosa takes on Jasmine Allure, but it was really just a quick squash. Rosa gets the dominant win.
Yeah, another one of those. What's that time slot? It's like 8:22 on a Wednesday night. So it's time for some women's action.
Yeah, unfortunately, this was your only. I mean, there was one quick sit down with Britt Baker and JR.
Yeah, where she just kind of went over again because, of course, that is the match at Double or Nothing.
I mean, she's building the whole feud by herself. She does nowhere to be found.
Yeah. Oh my God, fucking A. Let's get this belt.
Let's get it on
Dr. Britt Baker, and then let's just have Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker go at it for 7.5 months.
Yeah.
Just banger, 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 and just keep going until one of them loses.
They better do it. They better pull the trigger at Double or Nothing. But let's load the gun on this main event here, because we got Darby Allin defending the TNT title against Miro, and this is the serious Miro. He's not your gamer.
He's not playing video games. This kid.
No.
He's angry.
And Darby, still kind of banged up from being tossed down a flight of concrete stairs last week. So
yeah,
Miro takes advantage and just beats the shit out of him before the bell can even ring. He's beating him all around outside the ring, suplexes over the barricade onto the floor. Eventually, they do come back in the ring, and Darby can barely even stand on his feet, but tells the ref he wants to go, so they ring the bell. The match begins. Rusev just hits him with a huge super kick for a big 2 count right off the bat. But, Darby fights back for a little bit. But then Miro's, he's Miro. He's big. He's bad. And you had Sting there, gawking at ringside. Or just kind of, doing his brooding.
Yeah, just kind of staring there, wearing a shirt. Of course, you can go to awshop.com, get 15% off that shirt, probably, if you want to. Still don't really know what he's doing. I don't know what he's doing anymore.
I don't think he needs to be Darby's manager.
No, he's been here since December 4th. I have no clue what he's doing. It's been 6.5 months. I don't know.
But I think at some point he gets attacked by Scorpio Sky and
the other guy, Ethan
I guess
Page.
they're aligned. Yeah, are they aligned with Miro, or are they just not like Sting? I
think they're anti-Sting. They're not. Are they anti-Sting and Darby, not pro
Miro?
Okay,
I don't know. It was a Miro should be on his own either way right now.
Either way, yeah.
But Darby jumps on Miro just with a big sleeper hold, trying to take him out. So Miro just has to run into a wall to get him off. But
big old thud against that wall.
Big thud. Lots of Darby just getting tossed around, landing on his head. He's on the ground. He's down and out. But he looks over at Sting, and they give him one little fist bump for one last hurrah. So he goes for the
the littlest, gentlest fist bump. Just a quick little.
Yeah. It's kind of funny. But it gave him enough energy to go for the coffin drop. But when he lands, Miro just catches him right in a waist lock. Goes for a German suplex, but Darby lands on his feet, hits the Yoshi Tonic for a near fall. Tries to transition into the Fujiwara armbar, but then Rusev just gets to his feet, counters it into the game over, and yanks Darby back. He's got nowhere to go. He passes out. The ref calls for the bell.
It was a quick pass out. He was
very quick. His arm hadn't even dropped in the ref ring.
Barely dropped. Barely dropped.
A lot of pass outs this week.
A lot of people passed out.
In the world of wrestling.
Yeah. A lot of referee stoppages. Referee things, yeah. Referee,
yeah.
Control.
But just like that, Miro is your winner and new TNT champion.
Brand new TNT champion. And God, this was fantastic. This was the time to take maybe the title off Darby Allin. Of course, he took a huge bump down the stairs. Mm-hmm. He was on the 16-match winning streak, even. I don't know if you knew that. So he's still kind of protected in that kind of way.
Yeah.
Miro, 8-1 this year, I think. I think that beach break or whatever it was called, whenever he was with Kip Sabian, whenever he lost that match, that was the only match I think he's lost in AEW.
This was the best he's ever looked here. Just strong, serious, dominant.
I feel like the guy who they wanted to bring him in at. Yeah.
None of that goofy best man bullshit.
None of this goofy, a bit of a clunky start, you could say, to the career, right? To his AEW career. And then I think after the match, Lance Archer comes down to kind of scare Miro at one point. Miro kind of stands tall also. Did you mention that?
Which part?
Oh, just at the very end when Lance Archer came down.
Oh, yeah. Like Paige and Sky. Right.
Dark Order was all there too.
Dark
Order making the baby face save forever.
Yeah. No, it was kind of I loved the match, loved the finish, but it was kind of like the ending with the SCU. They kind of cut off Miro's celebration for all this other shit.
Yeah, I think maybe I was wondering if they were cut for time about something. Of course, having to improvise through Pac and Orange Cassidy. I'm sure that maybe took up some time. But one thing, so Lance Archer comes running down like through the ramp, and then Jake Roberts is right behind him, right? And then Jake Roberts does this thing where he has to stay, kind of like stand between Lance Archer and the ring to kind of like push him back. But then at one point, and it was just like over a span of 2 seconds, and he was clearly trying to do something. I don't know what it was. Who knows what was going through his head. He grabs his heart and kind of steps back. And for a second, I actually thought to myself, Jake Roberts is having a heart attack. Like, there's no way I wouldn't have heard about this, like, already. I mean, I watched it this morning, but there was just, and it was like, just his hands were on Lance Archer. They're kind of holding him back, and it was just a second that his own hand ended up on his heart. And
did he wince? Did his face go like...
It was kind of like the way he stepped back, almost kind of maybe looked like he was falling, down or something. And I just thought, oh my God, Jake Roberts having a heart attack right now. But he didn't. It was just. I
mean, no, maybe though. Maybe you caught something and you can.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Well, have you heard him talk? He's gonna have a heart attack any day now.
Yeah. I mean, he's probably.
He's probably 3 or 4
I didn't see
deep.
that little moment though.
Yeah, it was so
funny.
quick. Lance Archer taking on Miro. That's our next thing. Yeah, Sky and Paige. The constant attack on Darby Allin and Sting make me feel like Darby Sting, Sky Paige. Paige Sky. Double or nothing tag team match, because we still haven't seen Sting in the ring. We have to at one point, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's weird. It seemed like they were leading towards him and Archer, but now Archer's kind of flip-flopping. He's a good guy.
Well, and we were scared about that because he's so big.
Well,
maybe not Lance Archer. Let's bring it back a little bit. To somebody else. But yeah, Sting's record continues to remain 1-0. He has no singles matches under his belt or anything like that. So it would be nice to see something live. Just something live.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they'll. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they'll have another tag match at Double or Nothing. Who knows?
Yeah, if it is another tag match, don't pre-film it. We're done.
Do
We're
it
done
in the ring
with
this time.
pre-films.
Yeah, now that crowds are back, let's just do it in the ring.
Exactly, right? We're here. You're allowed. Oh, I guess, is this the end of the cinematic match?
I mean, it can still exist in some form, but
I mean, I feel like it can still
full on.
If it does, nothing on the whatever fucking graveyard match that we had last.
Barring special circumstances, I don't think we'll have anything like that again.
Because that's too bad. Because that graveyard match was like a solid 18 minutes of fun. But it just wouldn't.
Damn good.
It just wouldn't translate if you were sitting at the ACC and watching an 18-minute match on a television. It just wouldn't. That sucks. Those are so fun.
Well, we'll always have the memories.
Maybe we'll see those. Maybe see those on our weekly television show. Instead, right? If you want to do a cinematic match, maybe it has to be on NXT Tuesday. It has to be on Wednesday. It has to be on Monday or Friday.
I mean, they can, but soon enough, they're going to be out of the Thunderdome again.
Oh my God, you're right.
Like probably by the end of the summer.
Fuck. I'm too bad. I'm gonna miss them.
Well, they got time for one more. I don't know. We'll see.
We got time for one more. That's all we get. We got one more, folks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see. The Money in the Bank was cinematic last year, but I don't think they're going to do that again.
No, WWE is really waiting on bringing back fans in any capacity, and I wonder why that is. Because they definitely have the money to do so.
I think SummerSlam. Well, SummerSlam's definitely.
Even in the capacity where AEW just in Daly's place, like even something in that capacity. Like in theory, all you need is Molson Amphitheater and sell 20% of the tickets, right? Or something is something that's simple enough. That I'm surprised WWE's waited on this long.
Yeah.
And even we amongst AEW, the Excalibur and JR were promoting like going back on tour. They have shows live in like a couple in Texas, I think I saw, maybe one somewhere else in Florida, I believe in July.
They're touring again, AEW in the summertime.
Yeah, so it's just weird that the company that I thought had more money is waiting longer to get back to making money. I don't know. It's weird.
I don't know.
I hope. Do you think Vince likes the Thunderdome now? I feel like it's been long enough. He forgets what in-person professional wrestling is like, and maybe we'll stick with the Thunderdome for way too long.
No, I think they prefer the crowds, but they did. I mean, they're gonna keep it somewhere. This giant technology they've invested in.
Yeah, what are they doing with all these video screens? We got oh my god, they're gonna bring him into their weekly show somehow.
I don't know. Yeah.
Sure as heck hope not. But that was the entire week. That was a great episode of AEW Dynamite.
Indeed.
You got to be checking out Dark more often. If it's ever on, if it's ever just on, don't go out of your way to watch it.
Yeah. Well, I don't really watch like YouTube, like live content on YouTube.
And that's what makes it so fun. I don't think it's live. I'm not sure if it's live or if it's pre-taped.
Live to air.
Yeah, live to air. I'm not sure what it is yet. But it is fun. You know, you're watching, there's like 8,621 people. I'm like, yeah, and me. Like, I'm one of them. I am also. And they get, like, honestly, they have like 15 matches on that card. They're all squashes, but you get to see your favorites, like Jon Moxley and Brian Cage and number 10. You get to see all the people you like just win. Statlander, Brian Pillman, Griff Garrison. I think they have a match coming up. I think the Young Bucks called them out at the end of their match on this week's show. They have a cheerleader with them now. They have a whole like aesthetic now. They all have like Letterman jackets. It's they've got a whole thing going on now, and this you can only check that out on AEW Dark. AEW Dark. That was the show, folks. Let's get into the last little bit of business before we sign off. And of course, we're talking about the wrestler of the week.
Yeah, maybe we should talk about Backlash real quick.
Oh shit, I forgot about that. I was having so much fun. I didn't forget about WrestleMania Backlash. So let's get into it because we do have 6 matches with a potential, I guess, on SmackDown Friday night match also.
Yeah, potential for a
potential. We'll so Mike, how about you book this card here for us?
All right, let's start with the Lumberjack match. Damien Priest versus The Miz. Yeah, I mean, not that crazy a stip, but hopefully we can just end the feud here and move on.
So who do we think our Lumberjacks are going to be?
I don't know. The 24/7 division?
Yeah, we've got Drew Gulak.
Tozawa
is going to be there. Tozawa is going to be there. We've got, speaking of... we haven't seen that 24/7 title in a long time, speaking of which.
Yeah, not since the Old Spice guy.
I bet we're going to see what remain of the Lucha House Party.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't even mention it. They had like a promo video this week. They're, I don't know, rebuilding.
I totally forgot about that.
Doesn't matter. Totally doesn't matter.
It's always fun to see who's going to be out there in the Lumberjack position.
Yeah. But give the win to Priest, and let's move on. We got the tag team title match, the Dirty Dogs defending against Rey and Dominic Mysterio. And as we said already, let's give it to the father and son.
Let's make it the first daddy-son tag team, maybe, probably.
Officially, I think so.
Officially?
Pretty sure. At least in WWE.
Yeah, let's get that off. It's it sucks that this is our only tag match here booked for the show already. Nothing to do with the women's tag scene. AJ and Omos still not around yet. So this is our only tag action for the entire show.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully it's a good one. Should be.
Yeah.
Then we got the triple threat match for the Raw Women's Championship. Rhea Ripley defending against Asuka and Charlotte Flair. And, yeah, Ripley should win. She should retain.
Yeah, Rhea should probably retain, and hopefully in, like, a real shitty way. Because, yeah, well, I'm really banking on you know, the full heel turn for Rhea Ripley. I want it.
Yeah. I'd be down, but you can never count out them putting the title on Charlotte.
Yeah, or just give the belt to Charlotte. Pick a lane. Either full heel Ripley or the obvious choice as champion. It's really not that difficult.
Yeah. But we got the other women's title match. Bianca Belair defending against Bayley. In what should just be a solid one-on-one contest here. Belair retains.
Yeah, Bianca Belair needs a good follow-up match from her WrestleMania bout. So it would be nice to see her coming away with something good.
Mm-hmm. Then we got the triple threat for the WWE Championship. Bobby Lashley against Drew McIntyre, Braun Strowman. Yeah, I just assume Lashley's going to retain this one as well.
Lashley will probably retain. There's a lot of beef in this ring right now.
Yeah, a little bit too much beef.
Well, anytime I see a lot of beef, I think to myself, we can always add a little more beef. As long as these three guys are hanging around that WWE Championship, Brock Lesnar is fucking looming. I hate to say it. I'm not on 4chan. I'm not checking out the conspiracy boards. I'm just using my noodle. Brock Lesnar is never far away from that WWE Championship, and considering that it's in the shitter right now, fans coming back, SummerSlam, it's going to happen. It's going to happen before we know it. It's happening before we know it.
Yeah, Lashley, Lesnar, that's a fresh matchup.
Good. It's a good alliteration.
Faced the other two guy. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the Beast, he'll be back at some point.
He has to be, right? Nobody says no to that many millions of dollars for that little of work.
Well, let's go to the main event, the match we've all been looking forward to. We got Roman Reigns defending the Universal title against Cesaro in the biggest match of his career. And, yeah, I'm just looking forward to a damn good performance from him. Don't expect to win, but it doesn't matter.
Oh, of course. Definite main event, like you said. Roman Reigns is the only person in the main event who belongs there. And so does Cesaro. No, you're exactly right. It's going to be a great match. Hopefully, I want little interference from the two Usos.
Yeah, hopefully we can keep them in check.
We'll keep them in check a little bit. But it will be shaping up to be a pretty good card. Hopefully that's about it. Hopefully nothing gets added late, if it does, pre-show, so I don't have to watch it. Mike, that was WrestleMania Backlash. Let's get into the final segment, the Wrestler of the Week.
It's the Wrestler of the Week. Wrestler of the Week. Of the Week. Of the Week. The Wrestler of the Week. Of the Week. Of the Week. Wrestler of the Week. Of the Week. Of the Week. The Wrestler of the Week.
I already pumped it up earlier. I completely forgot that we were going to Backlash. My Wrestler of the Week this week, I'm going simple. You don't always have to wow me. You don't always have to do something crazy. Sometimes you just got to go out there and achieve. I'm going to give it to Miro. Miro, you are the Wrestler of the Week. With that big TNT Championship win. Now go places with it. We haven't had somebody as lumbering as you since Brody Lee was kind of was spearheading this, the dominant force that he was. So love to see Miro just kind of plow through a bunch of motherfuckers.
Yeah, definitely. If they keep going with the way he looked this last couple of weeks, then the future looks good for Miro.
Mm-hmm.
And for that reason, I will double down and go with Miro as well for the Wrestler of the Week.
Fantastic.
Yeah, maybe his first ever appearance on the Red. 3 titles in 1 week.
Yeah, it is. It is his first Miro, or the man formerly known as Rusev. First time that you are the Wrestler of the Week. And unanimous. It's been a little while since we've had unanimous.
Yeah, we had a big streak at the beginning of the year.
We did. It was huge. Yeah.
And then, that's usually, that's the build to WrestleMania.
Now we fizzled
season.
out and had a great streak again. We've just been clicking. We've just been clicking lately. Well, that was it. That was all the time we have for the podcast. Thanks for listening. Rate, review, like, subscribe. The show is everywhere. Tune in to WrestleMania Backlash this weekend. And we'll be back next week to cover all the action from there.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Okay, Mike, take care of yourself.
See you later.
Shoot.